Since I came to the UK, the rainbow content in my phone album has skyrocketed. Not because that's more eye-catching than back home, but the rainbow in China rarely gets seen. They're always transparent or being transparent. But there are still people trying to persuade public, government, and their families attempting to get closer to equality. Let's hear their voice. Please look at this photo. This is a couple, but not in love. In fact, this is a lesbian and a gay guy forced into formality marriage, or 行婚 in Chinese, which is a sexless relationship only to please family and society. Because in collectivist, high-power distance China, there's a traditional value beliefs that individual satisfaction can be sacrificed for family honor. Besides this, people have another hard-to-change authority-based belief, especially among older generations, which relates to government influence. Pictured here is a gay man would be later executed for hooliganism. During Mao era, 24,000 homosexuals got the same fate as him. However, the stigma of them hasn't been publicly cleared by government until now, 20 years after the decriminalization of homosexuality. Today, with the modernization of China and the introduction of Western value, publics are becoming more open towards gender diversity, but pursuing equality with persuasion in a public environment of no support, no opposition, no advocacy, and limited freedom of speech is still a tentative exercise on the edge of danger. On 30th April 2018, Chinese Twitter Weibo works closely to Chinese government, issued an announcement to clean up porn, bloody, and homosexual content. China's largest LGBT account, Gay Voice, announced to stop updating for force majeure reasons. This sparked an internet-wide protest, with a series strong use of persuasion. Firstly, as a blogger with high credibility, Gay Voice posted a suspension message to generate discussion with the use of scarcity, which succeeded in causing loss of aversion and further discontent for the cleanup campaign among netizens, including Zhu Dingzhen, a gay influencer with 400,000 followers. Zhu Dingzhen then posted the tag "I am gay" with a selfie asking "How about you?" Although this message is criticized to be too vague and simple, I consider it as a rhetorical and a demonstrative pathos, as it acknowledged the social and political situation of street dominance by identifying and expressed homosexuality clearly and directly, which showed a strong contrast and confrontation with official discourse. How about you? On the other hand, is an interaction help evoke strong emotions from LGBT people, a sense of approval, hot blood, indignation. And as a sample, the picture of a neat, good-looking gay man smiling confidently implies that LGBT people can be proud, decent, even full of physical attractiveness. Besides emotion, this tag generated desire of expression. We can see here, someone told touching stories of encouragement received after coming out to their families. Some were more rational, presented evidence, claim, and warrant, forming an effective message process. Although the message is appealing to emotion, falling to peripheral roles of persuasion that usually could only have a short-term impact, they were still persuasive enough because of the good feeling they left. However, many other messages are direct statement, challenging, or even offensive. Indeed, when dealing with government and a large number of internet users who are strongly anti-LGBT, overemphasis on one side of the story can be off-putting. Look at this! What an interesting post! Framed from the perspective of a gay mother, presented family love as an anchor, connecting the receiver to LGBT affirmative content with traditional cultural notions of family. It also delivered both sides of argument by simultaneously supporting internet regulation and LGBT equality, helped persuading the more hostile and educated audience. Thanks to these efforts, finally made this silent battle won a rare victory. I am gay became the most discussed LGBT tag in history. And on 16th April, Weibo claimed stop targeting LGBT content. Chinese party media People's Daily also released an editorial saying, "Different fireworks, same bloom." In contrast, as a backbone for seeking equality, one of the leading NGO, Common Language, is less than desirable. In its recently released study, we cannot find a title of the research institution that could have added expertise and authority to center. It also asked the audience to do work, staffing extra trouble in corporate sleeves serving time. Talking about publishing research, a gay dating app, Blood, delivered a deeper insight into shared meaning. In a recent article about the study of gay men's body preference, they describe different body types with code words within the gay cycle. Like masculine men are called bears, while thinner ones are known as monkeys. This gives audience a sense of collective identity. I also found lesbian dating app Rila's social media content persuasion strategy focused more on symbols, pathos, and the use of physical attractive. With the more colorful, prefer to talk about fashion, love, and life. Blood, however, posted 3 scientific studies in the same period. In fact, gay people tend to be more educated than lesbians, and the difference of persuasion messages reflect the psychographic and demographic gap between audiences. Persuasion is a powerful tool in providing help for chasing equality for Chinese LGBTs, from pushing legalization to coming out with parents. But for persuasion involved today, perhaps by trying to mobilize those with more equal values and beliefs first, like collaborating with feminist and stop violence organizations, and work with celebrities who have come out, and offering both pros and cons voices to oppositions would be beneficial. Persuasion is also a dynamic process that requires attention not only to the interaction between sender, text, receiver, and effect, but in China in particular to changing political environment. In a more tense political environment, communications need to be less aggressive, perhaps take the tentative foot off the gas and switch directions, using Chinese political and culture-related beliefs to frame gender diversity messages such as family honors and social construction. Finally, as persuasion is never about imposing an external idea, but rather an external voice speak out the language inside someone's heart, it can be an invaluable weapon for Chinese LGBT community, enabling them to be hopeless romantics even when it comes to fear.